Hello people. Today we are continuing with what we started some days ago, the engine room. We saw platform 1. We are going to see platform 2 and the things, the equipment we can find in platform 2, but in a very dynamic way and just synthetic if you want. I am going to give you in a couple of minutes 10 sentences, yes, so that you can use 10 verbs that I'm going to show now. And once you have learned them, once you have known what these verbs mean. I am showing you these verbs now, yes? And at the same time, we will be seeing the equipment and the machinery, yes, present in platform 2. Let's see these verbs, this vocabulary. Let's see it the old way, yes? No video editing. It takes like 6 hours for me. It's incredible, but it's true. Extract means in Spanish extraer, yes? Let's do something. I planned this. I planned 2 videos of 10 minutes or so, 10-15 minutes. And in the second half, that in general people are not watching a lot because they see the first one and they are satisfied. But in the second part, remember, I reveal the Spanish, the translations, and you might learn these things. So I'm not going to use that much Spanish in this part 1. So if you go to part 2, you see extract, if you are in doubt, extraer. Use, utilizar, and so on. Part number 2, yeah? So, good. Extract is one of the verbs today. Use, utilizar or reuse, no Spanish. Condense, design, make, equip, mount, install, and collect. These 10 verbs, yes, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, they appear in the sentences I am going to give you now, describing briefly the platform 2. All right, but there is a trick here. These verbs are used in the passive form in the sentences I am going to read. Yes? So very briefly, let's revise this grammar item, let's say, this grammar thing of the active voice and passive voice. What is active and passive? Active voice is when we have a subject, a verb, and an object. The 90% of the sentences are in active voice. When I say, I buy a hammer, compro un martillo, that is an active voice. So that you can understand the exercise here, I have to explain this. What you see in manuals on board the ships, in general, have many places where you see the passive voice really like ruling there, because it explains processes. It's the form where things are explained, how to operate things. So passive voice is important to understand processes, yes? Coming back to my sentence, I buy a hammer. Active voice. If I change the focus, si cambio el foco de la oración, I automatically have a passive voice. Ya no es importante quién lo compra, es decir, yo, sino lo que es comprado, el objeto. Cambio el sujeto y el objeto del lugar. Hago este cambio. We understand this in Spanish and we use it fairly, we use it fine, I mean, without any problems. We say, necesito un martillo, el martillo es necesitado por mí. It's strange, but we understand when we speak like this. Okay, so I buy a hammer in English would be, in passive voice, a hammer is bought by me. El martillo es comprado por mí. Al girar, al rotar, sujeto objeto, cambio de foco, por una cuestión de énfasis, quiero concentrarme en el objeto, no es importante quién lo compró, quién lo necesita, automáticamente tengo una voz pasiva. ¿Sí? en los manuales aparece muchísimo la voz pasiva, así que es imprescindible mostrarlo esto, aunque sea tocarlo en la clase de hoy. So, the verbs you are going to see in my sentences that come in passive voice are these, and the passive forms of these verbs are the ones I am using here. Les digo uno o dos, les traduzco como para que no estén tan perdidos. Pero de extraer, no me interesa el verbo extraer. En la oración lo van a tener que poner en la forma pasiva, extraído. ¿Sí? De usar o utilizar ya es utilizado. Como ya tiene la E y es regular, le agrego la D. Pero si no la tiene, tengo que agregar ED. En general, verbos regulares en inglés. Yes? So, reuse es reused, condense es condensed, condensar, condensado, designed, in this case. Bueno, este es irregular. En las etiquetas de lo que compramos, el overall, para usar en la sala de máquinas, va a decir made in China, seguramente, hecho en China. No es make it, es made. Es irregular. Tan irregular como es roto. Romper es roto de la forma irregular. Pero yo digo jugar, jugado, un libro, leer, leído, pero rompido no existe, roto. A eso me refiero. Es lo que es en inglés la tercera columna, el participio, que en el 90% de los casos es regular. Y en algunos casos, como en make, made, ya ven que de 10 hay uno que es la excepción generalmente. Es el irregular. Well, equipado se dice equipped, mounted, installed, and collected. And these are the pronunciations, yes? Now, what you have to do for my sentences that I'm going to read is choose one of these verbs, the one that corresponds, and try to complete the sentences I am reading, okay? Then remember, in part 2, we see the solutions and the translation. So you will go to part 2 this time. Okay, number 1, sentence number 1. Auxiliary generating sets are blank for continuous operation. Ahí es donde va la palabra, uno de estos verbos, en la forma que corresponda. Auxiliary generating sets are for continuous operation. Number 2. Cuando tienen dudas, pongan pausa y escuchan otra vez. Y de última, saben que en part 2 van a tener las soluciones, ¿eh? Y la traducción. No sé si lo dije unas 6 veces más o menos. Number 2. All the sets are blank with a complete instrument panel, alarm sensors and shutdown equipment. All the sets are with a complete instrument panel. ¿Qué será? Diseñado, equipado, montado. Alarm sensors and shutdown equipment. 3. Marine residual fuel oil is the residue remaining after all lighter fractions have been blank from the crude oil during various processes at the oil refinery. Habla de los residuos en el proceso de refinamiento, ¿no? Del crudo. Marine residual fuel oil is the residue remaining, que resta, after all lighter fractions have been, uno de estos, from the crude oil during various processes at the oil refinery. Number 4. Auxiliary engines, together with alternators, are on a common bed plate. Auxiliary engines, together with alternators, are on a common bed plate. Le doy una ayuda. Bed plate sería el soporte, ¿no? And are, number 5, como con puntitos suspensivos, and are blank on shock absorbers. And are blank on shock absorbers. Amortiguadores. Sometimes you have more than one option, yes? So don't worry if you miss the first one or second, it's okay. Number 6. The fresh water is blank continuously for engine cooling. The fresh water is blank continuously for engine cooling. 7. The working air compressor is blank to provide air at a specific pressure to the automatic control system of the engine room. The working air compressor is blank to provide air at a specific pressure to the automatic control system of the engine room. Number 8. The water vapor is blank. Ya hablamos de agua, hay mucha ayuda acá. The water vapor is blank and another blank for various applications. The water vapor is blank and blank for various applications. Number 9, and just 2 more. Gaseous products of the combustion process are blank in the exhaust gas collector to avoid pressure differences resulting from rapid exhaust gas emission. Gaseous products of the combustion process are blank in the exhaust gas collector to avoid pressure differences resulting from rapid exhaust gas emission. And the last one, 10. The cylinder cover or cylinder head is usually blank. Cuando digo blank es el espacio of solid steel with bored passages for cooling water. The cylinder cover or cylinder head is usually made... that was very stupid. Okay, I gave you another one. Le di una. Is usually made, era la respuesta, of solid steel with bored passages for cooling water. Les digo que no lo vuelvo a filmar. So, the answers, you know where, and then we check pronunciation. Es vital, la parte 2 va a ser vital. Les puedo asegurar que voy a cambiar eso. Va a ser vital porque van a ver no solo las answers y la translation, les voy a explicar las collocations como gas emission, emisión de gas, cómo funcionan las combinaciones de palabras y en español, ¿no? Cómo se traduce. So, see you in part 2. Bye bye.